YouTube fam, it's your girl Leah back again with another video. In today's video, as you can see from the title, it's just my bottom 5 crochet hair that I've ever tried. Now, if you've been following my journey for a while, welcome. Nothing I say today should be a surprise to you. If you are new to the channel, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you can be a part of the journey. But I started my crochet hair journey in July of 2016. July 2016 was the first time I ever tried crochet hair, and up to this point I've tried 30 plus crochet hair. 30 plus crochet hair that I've worn for various amounts of weeks. I've really evaluated, I've taken my time with them, I've kind of done daily maintenance with them, and now today's list is just my opinion. Let me preface this video by saying everything I say today is my opinion. This is Leah's experience with these hairs. I'm no crochet hair expert, but everything I say today is my opinion on what I feel like are the bottom 5 crochet hair that I've tried throughout my journey, and you'll be surprised that I don't think these are horrible. Most of these hairs I don't think are horrible hair. It's just hairs that I did not have a favorable experience with. And let's start with the hair that you guys already know what's going to come out my mouth. You avid subscribers already know it's going to be that Zury Kongo curl. That's going to be that first hair on this list. Only and simply because it's the hair that I wore the least amount of any hair that I ever have tried on this channel. I wore that hair for 3 days. And if you're new to this channel, that's rare for me. I, at minimum, wear hair for, I'd say, 3 weeks. At most, I wear hair for about 7 weeks. So I'm somewhere in between, typically about a 4 to 5 week period. I wore that for 3 days. That is not my intent with any hair that I try. I don't want to waste a braid pattern. I don't want to spend, 3 hours installing a hair and to only wear it for 3 days. But that hair was super rough. That was a rigid texture hair. Felt like a Brillo pad to me. Felt like it just was so rough. I've never felt a hair of that consistency. Again, a lot of crochet hair I think is on the same wavelength in terms of feel. Now, the curl pattern may be different, but the feel is typically the same. That feel was something that I never felt before, and I never want to feel again. Love the fact that the price was $12.99 and the fact that you only needed 1 pack. So $12.99 for a complete hairstyle. Like that aspect of it, but again, just wasn't a hair that I jived well with. But surprisingly, a lot of people do. I think I'm in the minority with that hair. I think 80% of people love that hair, 20% do not. And again, that I fall into that 20%. I'm not a big fan of that hair. Nothing against Zury, and I will try more Zury hairs in the future, but right now my opinion stands on that Zury Kongo curl. Number 2, Outre Dominican Blowout straight hair. Was not a big fan of that hair. Again, I think that might be the second least amount that I've worn a hair. I think I wore that hair for 9 days. I would have taken it out in 1 week, but I was like, you know what, let's try it. Let's keep trying it. And then 2 days past that point, I was like, you know what, I should have taken it out this past weekend. What was I thinking? I took that hair out midweek, just like I did the Zury Kongo curl. And I don't typically do that because, again, I work a full-time job. I don't want to go into work one day with a crochet and the next day coming in with kind of a bun pulled back and people not understanding what's going on. But I had to do that again with that Outre Dominican Blowout straight hair. I just did not overall get along with it. Me and straight crochet hair may not be made for each other. I think me and straight crochet hair just don't jive well. I think before I was a crochet hair lover like I am now, before July of 2016, I was a human hair bundle sew-in girl. That's all I wore. That was my continuous style. I always wore my hair straight, but it was human hair. There's a little bit of a different caveat with human hair to synthetic hair. So making the adjustment to, synthetic curly hair was not a big feat for me. It wasn't that bad, but making an adjustment and a leap to a synthetic straight hair, crochet hair, it did not go well for your girl. I did not jive well with that hair, and a lot of people can do a straight synthetic hair and keep up with that maintenance. To me, the hair is very high maintenance. It's very much so a sheds a lot type situation. And again, somebody who was a human hair snob and have shifted for the last 4 years trying synthetic hair. So it's not that I don't see the value in kind of synthetic hair. It's maybe that I don't fully see the value in a straight synthetic crochet hair. In the future, I'll maybe try one other time, but I can't see me really loving a straight synthetic crochet hair. I think the curliness of a synthetic hair is what kind of drew me to it in the first place. The next hair on this list, the Model Dominican curl hair. It's so funny that 2 Dominican curls have made this list, or 2 Dominican hairs, but they're completely different. This is a more curl structure, so again, it's way different, maybe more similar to what I have in right now, but it was very much so a softer texture hair. And a lot of times softer texture hairs come with a matted and frizz factor that some more rigid textures hairs don't. Now the thing about the Zury Kongo curl, that was too rigid, and the thing about the model Dominican curl hair is that it was too soft. There is a fine line in between, and I think these two hairs that are on this list are two examples of extremes of that. Now the model, it just was so tangly, it was so matted. By the end I was so tired of it. But if you watch my review video, I got in my car accident while I had that hair in, so I had to wear it for a little bit longer than I actually wanted to. I would have taken that hair out sooner had I not been in my car accident and it had prevented me from kind of playing and manipulating with my hair. But again, that hair was so high maintenance, I just did not like it. I think that might have been the first model hair I tried too, so I was almost sullied. I hate when the first time I try a brand, I don't like the hair because it does kind of sully it. The thing about the Outre hair was that it wasn't my first time trying an Outre hair, so that's why I was able to kind of give Outre kind of a break, a pass. Although I hated the Outre Dominican Blowout straight, I did like the Outre Bohemian curl, so it was kind of like, oh, all right, the brand ain't overall sucky, it was just this one hair. With model, that was the first time I tried it here too, so I was kind of like, man, something told me. One of my friends told me not to try model hair. She was like, model is probably the worst brand, prior to me trying that Dominican hair. And then me trying that Dominican hair didn't really help the situation. But I've tried many model hair since then, if you follow my channel since that time. And I do like a lot of them. So again, it didn't sully my experience, but that model Dominican is not a hair that I would highly suggest. Now the next hair on this list, another Outre hair, the Outre Deep Twist. Now the thing about the Outre Deep Twist is I don't know why Outre released this hair. Now I'm going to put three side-by-side photos together. Me with the Outre Deep Twist, me with the Outre Bohemian curl, and then me with the Outre Bahamas curl. Why does Outre need all these hairs? I get it. Sometimes you have to release something new to kind of bring eyes back to it. People get tired. Same thing goes in the makeup industry. People get tired of one foundation, so you have to release the newest thing. Make it hydrating, make it like a dewy. So that's what I think Outre did. Bohemian and Bahamas curl had already been on the line for a little bit, and you know, people were trying different things. So to bring people back in, they released the Deep Twist. For what? I think the quality of it was different than the quality of the Bohemian curl. Bohemian curl, prior to that point, was one of my favorite hairs. I was not a big fan of the Bahamas curl, but the Bohemian curl, it was a little bit stronger of a hair. Bahamas was, again, going back to that softness. Didn't really love the Bahamas curl. Deep Twist, I didn't even love a little bit less than the Bahamas curl. It just was like, no, please don't. Just stick with the Bohemian curl. Drop everything out, Outre, and just have one hair, and it just be that Outre Bohemian curl, because I like that hair. Deep Twist, y'all use something different. The thing about, you know, the factories that manufacture this hair, they have to do something to change each curl just a slight bit. And I think whatever they did, I wasn't in the factory when they made that Deep Twist, whatever they did to change it a slight bit, whether it would be to use a little bit less hair, to make it a little bit less rigid, make it a little bit more soft, whatever they did, don't do that again. No, please don't do that. And the final hair, my least favorite hair that I've ever tried on this channel, was the Janet Collection Perm Peruvian hair. I just did not like that hair. That hair, for a crochet style, don't think it's the best hair. For a tree braids, micro braid situation, great hair. And that's the thing about some hairs. Crochet hair, for a while, and still is, mainly, you know, hair that you would use for micro braids, tree braids, invisible braids type situation. I think the Janet Collection works well for a micro braids situation. It does not work well for a crochet braid situation if you're somebody who likes naturalness. If you can tell from my channel and a lot of the hairs I try, I like naturalness. I like it to look like it's coming out of my scalp. I just don't like the silkiness of it. I don't like the overall look about it. It just doesn't bode well for what you're trying to do. I think if you've tried a lot of crochet hair, you know the kind of general texture of a lot of it. I have in the Kima Ripple Deep right now. This is kind of, you know, the general roughness that a crochet hair, the general look of what a crochet hair looks like. That hair, it was new and unique, and I see what Janet Collection was trying to do with that. That's why I don't think you see a lot of Janet Collection of that line, that Perm Peruvian line. They have Perm Peruvian Ocean Wave, which is one I tried. They have the Colombian curl. They have a lot of that. But how many videos do you see on that? You don't see a lot. Janet Collection collabed with me on that video too. That was, I didn't buy that in the stores. They actually did a paid review for me. That should go to show that I can be paid or not. I'm gonna keep it real regardless. There's a lot of people who get paid and they love everything and everything about that's just good. I got paid and it's still making my worst list because, again, I need to keep it honest with you. I don't think it was an amazing hair. I think at the time I was like, oh, this is a cool, unique decision. I tried to flat iron it because they said it was heat safe. It just didn't really go as heat safe as that Dalva hair that I tried. But again, it was okay. It was okay. But now I think about it more. It's okay if it were a micro braid situation. It might not be the most realistic hair on the market. You guys let me know down below, what are the worst hairs that you've ever tried? Some of my favorite hairs could be your worst hairs that you've ever tried. I know I get a lot of people not liking the deep twist. I fairly like the deep twist. I know a lot of people don't like a lot of hairs that I've loved, and that's totally fine. Again, an opinion is an opinion, and I want to hear yours down below. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up even if you didn't enjoy it. We want all the love and support over here on this channel. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you can keep up with my content and keep seeing me try a lot of the good hair and a lot of the bad hair throughout my crochet hair journey. And make sure you're following me on Instagram at Lia Lavon 89 so you can keep up with my shenanigans in real time. And I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.